All right, so just finished watching The Boys, so I thought, I'll just share my quick thoughts while prepping for another video. And quite disappointing. Season 5, I think from season 3, it was going down. The writing was dipping. It was just repeating the same loop. It was getting the same thing over and over again. And they should have, I think, ended by season 3. Like the show started, with this novel idea in the time of superhero fatigue. They came up with a show. What if superheroes are, bad people? Like that was the idea. It was about capitalism, that everything is about a brand or a business or profits. That's what the twist and spin they gave it, and it was very interesting at that time. But they just drag it too long, and they didn't have anything new and refreshing to take it ahead with. And now with all the things that they did, I see a lot of people putting hate on the show because it's too becoming real and relating to Trump and everything. But I don't think that's the issue is the writing. You never feel the stakes. And since season 5 was supposed to be the finale season, they didn't even have the budget. Like literally the finale was in one set that they created, which was supposed to be the Oval House, which has a lot of weight, in that thematic sense. But you didn't feel anything. Like just the fight just happened there. Like they didn't even spend anything to give us a big action spectacle. It was just horrible. And then after getting rid of Homelander, which was good, but then the way they wrapped up the story between Huey and Butcher, like that was so stupid. Like he was all good, and then the kid also left him. The dog also died, and now he's like, you know what? I'll take all the soups down, which I'm totally with him. Another Homelander can come, one day. The same repeat cycle will repeat. They never took down, what was the main thing. Like the whole idea was that they were standing against the capitalism, and they just forgot that they don't care. Just Homelander is the main villain. Kill him, it's all over. That's what they did. They just wrapped it up quickly. They didn't know how to end it, how to take it, like how to really live up to the promise that they were setting up and they started the show with. So that was really disappointing, overall. And if you look at the later what they did with Butcher, like he left the house and then Huey followed him. He didn't even tell other people that he took the virus, and they just randomly reached the floor in Watt Tower just to have that thematic. Oh wow, the end of Watt Tower, the the space you're watching. They want to end the soups, and that's where they're gonna end. That was so stupid to make them reach there. And then the whole nonsense, I knew he'll shoot him and he'll die and nothing will happen. Like actually Pucha should have killed all the soups. Like that was the thing you were looking forward to, and that should have been a fight with every character. It was not supposed to be just two of them in, and they were just watching TV there. Like so stupid. Like that's a problem. They just rushed it. They didn't have clear idea what to do. You never felt any stakes. You never like the power Homelander had, like the things he could do. Like they don't delve into any of it. They don't want to get into that because there'll be too much money they have to spend on CG and all to show what he's doing in the world. He's just told to us what they are, the camps and this and that. Like yeah, they just it felt like they didn't know what to do. They just wanted to get rid of the show, just end it now, no, just whatever we could. And it's interesting that the showrunner himself has been so vocal. Oh, I'm worried that people will call this show like Game of Thrones and all. Like that tells you he himself is saying all of these things and he's worried, and what will happen, we will still say it's a bad show. Like that tells you that they already know that they have not done a good job. That's very very clear. So Homelander actor Anthony Starr, great. The actors have, they're great performers, but this show will, I think for season 3 for me it was going down, so I'm not very upset. But yeah, it's just like at least put some effort, like hold on to the promises or the ideas, concepts you had. At least fulfill them. You have this opportunity. No one ever will get it again. I think the other show Gen V, which season 1 was really bad and season 2 I never watched, and now it's also cancelled, and they have a spin-off show coming which is set in 60s, and let's see what will happen there. But at this point, The Boys, it's over, and gladfully it's good that it's over. They just overstretched their run. They should have ended way before with a bigger epic climax, but that didn't happen. And yeah, that were my quick rant thoughts about The Boys. That's it. Thank you.